Yes, Dan, I think we could be in for a good scoring, high-scoring game here, and it could go close. Joe Cullen has really started to pick up some form, and, well, we know what this man on your TV screens now can do. James Wade, when we talk about solid players, he is at the top end of the category of solid players. Doesn't matter who he's playing, that throw will stay exactly the same. He does just, if I have to say one minor thing, he does tend at times just to go on to his left
first
toe
leg, Joe, the throw
release.
first.
If he gets
Game on.
a dart low, because James doesn't switch very often, so if we see the darts going low on the treble, he just kind of goes up on his tiptoe wherever he thinks he can just pitch over the top, get a bit more height. But it'd be interesting to see, but apart from that, the throw is as good as it gets.
Machine-like, you might say.
Very machine-like.
Winner of this one goes through to the last 16. They will face either
Benito van der Pas
97
or Joe Cullen's good mate, Devon Peterson.
That would be interesting. Having a long chat with both of them earlier on, talking about the rhythm, how far you bring the dart back, and James and certainly the one thing that Joe has done, he's worked on his rhythm. Doesn't rush the dart, make sure the dart, comes back in the block hole, as you would call it. Instead of when he gets quick, it gets a bit short. And Devon at the moment, he's working on bringing the dart further back, because that short back lift can only lead to a few snatches. So it'll be interesting when Devon comes up later.
Yeah, Devon, penultimate game of the evening session, so we've got a while to wait before we see
59
the Spartan in action. Seeded players entering the fray at this second round stage of the German Darts Masters as per the European Tour format.
59.
It's not gone well for most of them, it has to be said. Robert Thornton, Terry Jenkins, Justin Pipe and Brendan Dolan all knocked out. 140 for Joe Cullen, gets him down to a finish as he looks to hold his throw and take a 1-0 lead here. Wade can apply some pressure. A little bit unfortunate.
Might go 25 here. No, he's gone for the 19s.
94. Joe requires 68.
Perfect first dart.
66.
And he's let Wade in.
James should require 88.
Something you don't want to do too often. 18 for bullseye.
63.
Not very far away for James Wade. Madhouse for Joe Cullen, though.
Very good dart. Very good dart. I always say aim for the top wire, put a bit more air on the dart. If it flops in, lovely. If it just goes above, you've got a good guide. Nothing worse than hitting the one first off. You've got two darts in your hand that you can't use.
83.
Well, these guys have met 6 times in the past. And I hazard a guess as to what the head-to-head stats are, Rod?
3 apiece.
6-0 Wade.
I was going to say that. But
that was your next guess.
That was my guess, other guess. It was my first guess, really, but the way you said it, I thought, distinctly thought in your voice, you were leading me into that.
And now I know James Wade, he's number 4 seed, he's world number 6. You would expect him to have a better head-to-head record with Joe Cullen. But the thing is, it is a bit surprising, because Joe's one of those players who you'd fancy if you say, oh, he's played them 10 times. You would think he'd have won at least one against anybody, because on his day, he is so good with darts like that.
Yes, you're exactly right. And when he burst onto the scene, Joe, we always thought he was going to, race up the rankings, but he leveled out.
Joe, you require 104.
This year, definite signs that he has improved, and he's going to improve even more.
88.
Yeah,
James
very encouraging time.
Well, interesting to see, sorry, Dan, yeah, he's gone for that 25, he's missed that, he's hit the 12, 49, 9. Oh!
That's so unlike James Wade.
Well, we said it about Terry Jenkins earlier on, but certainly James Wade never misses big numbers. And what a chance here for Joe Cullen.
Game shot.
Well, that's all you can do. If James Wade is going to make a very rare mistake like that, you've got to punish him, and Joe Cullen has done just that. It's a 13-dart break of throw. And the number 4 seeds in a spot above the early doors here. And you mentioned when Joe Cullen first burst on the scene. You're sort of going back to about 2008 there, isn't it? I think called New Kids on the Hockey. A bunch of youth players. He actually finished higher than Michael Smith in the group stages, did Joe.
57.
Only beaten in the final of that tournament by Aaron Monk.
Yeah, I have to say there's signs of Aaron Monk coming back
Yeah,
to
it was
form as well.
encouraging stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
to
the good
UK
UK Open, yes.
And that is a second maximum. And Joe Cullen
is taking the fight to James Wade here. James Wade, the only man to beat Michael Van Gerwen in the Premier League this year so far.
Joe, you require 139.
But he is unable to handle Joe Cullen right now.
59.
How costly is leg 2 going to be for James Wade, missing that big number?
Joe, you require 80.
Good dart, gives him 2 at the double. Double 5.
70. James require 147.
Well, he took double 1 out, first dart in the first leg. Is he going to get back to that? Yes, he's going to come back. And like double 1, I think that Joe will attack it.
Joe, you require 10.
At least if you bust it with the first dart, you can use the other 2. Not like with double 1 if you bust it.
Ooh.
It was a little bit too high to be a good guide, wasn't it?
James, you require 40.
Now then, Wade and double 10. He doesn't miss double 10.
James Wade.
Of all the players in all the world and all the doubles, James Wade and double 10 is about as safe a bet as you're going to have.
I thought he was going to say you walked into my bar there for a minute.
I thought about it.
Well, you missed Robert Thornton's walk-on music, by the way.
I did. Did you roll out the Harrington joke?
No, I didn't. No.
Did you not?
No, I didn't.
Well, he's been knocked out of the tournament now.
I know. I'm quite upset.
100.
Missed opportunities.
I was there singing, though, when he was walking on.
Oh, it's funny because it's true. So Wade and Thornton were having a chat earlier on. Wade was trying to persuade Robert to join him on one of his fishing trips. Unless things turn around here, they might be able to go tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a keen fisherman, is James now, and Sally, his wife. And I have to say, there's no better place to relax than by a fishing bank, honestly.
It's an established part of the PDC calendar, isn't it? The PDC fishing competition.
Yes, and we do have a few other little trips lined up as well.
Was it the Grand Slam one year where you went fishing with Dave Chisnell? Which sounds like an awful TV show idea from Alan Partridge.
That was funny.
130.
Yes, that was funny. A brand new handmade rod of mine, and he was ramming it into the trees.
But we digress.
Joe, you require.
In the meantime, Wade has left himself 100, but Cullen's given himself a chance of another break. Needs to find the treble. Does so.
89. James, you require 100.
James Wade is usually so clinical with these finishes.
Was it 2 double tops or he stayed on that treble 20? He stayed on the treble because of the way the lie was.
45. Joe, you require 16. Game shot on the full flag. Joe Cullen,
It's just an error-strewn performance from James Wade at the minute, and that's very unlike him.
Yes, and that was a break of throw. So the ball is firmly in Joe Cullen's court.
57.
However, You must not fall asleep against James Wade.
Well, Eric Bristow predicted 5 seeds would be knocked out over the course of today's action. 4 have already been knocked out. James Wade is 3-1 down. I know that Eric has been doing some work with James around his game, his approach to the game or anything. I doubt that he would have predicted his own man to be among the seeded players to be knocked out. He isn't yet. There's still time for Wade to turn this around, but right now it looks like Joe Cullen's going to go 4-1 up.
Yeah, Wade, he just can't find a consistent power scoring.
44.
Well, normally that may be costly, but James Wade's a long way off, and nothing short of a 180. He's going to get him back in this leg, really. Oh, well.
Nothing short of a 180, you say? He wants to sack Bristow off. Listen to Harrington. He knows what he's talking about. Just throw a 180, James.
Always was lucky. Well, James, we normally call him one of the kings of the checkouts, just over the 100. In the Premier League, he's done it for the last 4 weeks on the trot. Oh, well, he's missed it.
You see, kind of expected to give himself a dart.
You do, yes.
Oh!
Well, he's hit it twice, the double 8, and he's missed it. Is this the little door opening that James Wade needs? And that's exactly in the hole that he hit his first double 10.
Oh, it's a curious game, this one. Joe Cullen looked like he was strolling to a 4-1 lead. In the end, we've had 4 consecutive breaks of throw in this one.
98.
The averages are in the 80s. Neither man's hitting more than 1 in 4 of his darts at double. Every great visit is followed by a slightly shoddy one. There's no sort of consistency, you can see there. Cullen has been outscoring Wade, but offering up opportunities.
Good stuff, though. That's a response from him, a 3rd maximum.
That's number 75 for the tournament. We normally have just over the 200 mark for these European events.
96.
Had a lot of quick games this week, a lot of 6-2s and 6-1s.
Probably find that everyone this evening will probably go 6-4, 6-5.
Now James Wade. Not to be. Joe Cullen,
140
needs 2 trebles. Or potentially treble double-double. Either way, it's not going to go. So James Wade attempts to level the match up for the first time since the start. Great dart. Double 10.
Same hole? Oh, no, not this time.
58.
Wow. James Wade has missed the double 10 and he's let Joe Cullen in. Now that's kicked across. He's come to the left. I thought he might have gone to the right. Oh, what a superb double top that was from Joe Cullen. And another breaker throw.
Game on.
This time it is Cullen's turn to punish the Wade mistake. So, well, Joe Cullen in with a chance of producing another shot. Now, we said at the start of the day that this game had the potential to be a cracker. Joe Cullen could quite easily go on and win it, but you thought to do that he'd have to be playing somewhere near his best, putting a very solid display. I didn't anticipate him being 4-2 up and playing okay against James Wade. If you play okay against Wade, he usually
You
wins.
lose. Yeah, you'll normally lose. I have to agree, Dan. You're thinking, if Cullen was 4-2 up, we'd be looking at 101, 102 average and a good percentage on doubles.
$126.
And James Wade has got to win 4 of the next 5 legs. Otherwise his German Darts Masters campaign will come to an end. Did win one of these European Tour events in Gibraltar. Helped spark the renaissance in his career.
It was quite an emotional win for him, wasn't it? His first win back from, some illness has been well documented. And since then he's been a model professional.
Yeah, then went on to win the Masters, of course. Since then, he's won more PDC ranking titles and been there and thereabouts in the business end of a number of events. This would be big. This would be big.
Huge from James Wade.
That is clinical, isn't it? It was such a crucial time. I mean, Joey's sitting there wanting double top. He's standing there thinking, I can win this. I'm one leg away from a great win, and all of a sudden, oh dear, what's happened here? Now, Joey's really got to stay focused. This is one of the areas where him and Devon have been working on, to forget about the last leg, whatever it is, just get on with the leg in hand. That is a great 3 dance.
Well, now we'll see what Joe Cullen is made of with the world number 6. That's just sparked him into life. A superb 141 checkout.
140.
Fault ton 40 to kick off the next leg. These two going at it here in this 8th leg, and what could prove to be a pivotal moment in the match.
57. James, you require 121.
Oh, James Wade, the 1-4-1.
93.
Nearly the 1-2-1. Now this would be even better than the 1-4-1 if Joe Cullen can take this out. He wants another one of those.
He's got another one of those.
139.
That was on the wire.
James, you require 28.
That was unlucky from Cullen.
James Wade.
Pinnacle on the number 14. We are 4 legs apiece. And that 1-4-1 has really put James Wade back into this game. Joe Cullen sitting on double top.
Well, we are level for the first time since the very start of the match.
What was the score then?
That was when it was 0-0 before we started.
Gotcha. Just checking.
57.
Joe Cullen has been
Where's
making the running.
by the way?
You'll get what's coming to you, Harrington.
Back to the serious stuff.
This is a nitty gritty here.
140.
Well, the difference in Joe Cullen's game now than a year ago is that he's still in this game. Where a year ago he'd have started getting ratty with himself, getting frustrated, tightening up. But he isn't. He's just staying calm. He's keeping his rhythm.
Both of these guys' averages have just been creeping up from the mid to high 80s into the low to mid 90s now. One treble to get down to 101, yeah, and that's a typical Wade finish there, a dangerous position for him to be in from Joe Cullen's perspective.
Set it up, absolutely beautiful. Well, 28, still a double, not the best one. And Wade, how many times have we seen him do this?
61.
I just kind of expected it to go in, I'll be honest. With
The calibre of player who was throwing for tops there. But Joe Cullen takes the opportunity, hits double 14, and he is one leg away. James Wade has got to win 2 legs on the spin. Benito Vanderpass, the number 13 seed, or Devon Peterson. Joe Cullen's mate and practice partner awaits the winner of this match. Those two face off tonight. Joe Cullen is the favourite, but we know what Wade is capable of.
Well, he's now got the throw, has Joe Cullen. May get 9 darts from this 230.
He wants to stay there for the 170, doesn't he? Yeah, it's frustrating, but he has left himself a finish.
And he's going to get 6 darts from 170 now, is Joey Cullen. I know Wade can take the 146 out, but the odds are that he's going to get 6 from here. So find a treble, which he's done now, perhaps the ball.
Perfect setup from Joe Cullen. Now the 141 was taken out by James Wade earlier. The 146 under this pressure would be just as good, if not better. And these might be the last darts that James Wade, the number 4 seed, throws here in Munich this weekend, because Joe Cullen is looking at tops for the upset. Double 10. Still double 10.
20.
Wow.
And James Wade made a right mess up with those previous 3 darts, and he's left himself on 119, so he's got to go for the 19 down the bottom. He's hit the 57, leaves 62. He's got to go for the 12 or the treble 12. He's hit the 12 now. He wants the bullseye to stay in this match.
94.
It's been odd darts here and there. A dart at tops for a leg, a dart at ball for that leg. James Wade, had he taken one of a number of opportunities, this game may have ended up differently. Oh, well, hang on. He's still got a chance. Double 7. That's not the way he would have wanted to win it, but Joe Cullen has won it. That's his first ever win against James Wade in professional darts. He is through to the last 16 of the German Darts Masters. It could be his best mate, Devon Peterson, who awaits. We'll find out who it is when Devon Peterson takes on Benito Vanderpass tonight. But it is yet another big-name seeded player dumped out of the tournament. James Wade beaten 6-4 by Joe Cullen. We've got 2 more games for you this afternoon. Dave Chisnell against Jermaine Watermain as a rounded off. But coming up now, it's Willie O'Connor, the Magpie, versus the Hurricane, Kim Ibrox.
Gratulation.